Good morning, everyone. Lone Wolf Rick here. It is a Thursday morning here in Las Vegas. I am on the Las Vegas Strip. There it is right there, Las Vegas Strip. It is 8 a.m. at the start of the recording of this video, and it is 35 degrees right now. I tell you what, it is nippy and it is, okay, it's cold. I'll go that far. 35 degrees with a projected high of 50. I'm going to take a walk northbound here on the Las Vegas Strip. I hope everybody will join me. So let's get going. So the storm that we had the other day has passed us by. You see a few high-level clouds up there, but nothing major. But it did bring the rains and the wind and everything, some snow in the mountains like the weather people talked about. So it you know, I don't know if you saw that video, but these bushes and these trees here were basically the wind was blowing so hard it was like bending them over almost. So yeah, some of the videos I posted the other day, it's like whenever the storm was running through here, you know, winds had approached about 50 miles per hour. So it was quite the little winter storm here. Yeah, which is, you know, whenever these storms happen, it's like, I know most of the country, you know, people get them every day, but here in Las Vegas, it's pretty big news when something like that happens. I'm sure everybody has heard the news that the Super Bowl was approved here for Las Vegas in 2024. Congratulations to Las Vegas. You knew it was going to happen. You knew it would happen eventually. You knew the Super Bowl would be here. You know, events like WrestleMania will eventually make it here, which are all high impact, big revenue producing events coming through. It's like when you look at last year, what the Super Bowl brought to the city of Tampa and the South Florida area, it's pretty amazing. They estimate that the Super Bowl itself for the Tampa and South Florida area around it brought $572 million to the economy then in that area. Is that crazy numbers or what? No, that's hotels, restaurants, bars, clothing, you know, big business, small business, which I'm going to get into in just a minute here. But it's all these places that you know, this one restaurant that was down from the stadium, the owner said that they saw a 300% increase in their revenue for the week. It's like of the Super Bowl. And keep in mind, this was in the beginnings. Well, I guess it's the beginnings of the end. It's like in Florida, that the pandemic, so things were opening back up, especially in Florida. But 300% increase. Hey, that's crazy, right? And they said also it's like it created 4,597 full-time and part-time jobs for that Super Bowl week. And they didn't even have, it's like some of the festivities. Usually the Super Bowl has festivities that'll run like all week, and they actually did not do that last year. They had a lot of the events that were still going on, but they didn't do the full spectrum of events like they normally do. So yeah, kind of interesting what the potential is to bring here to the Las Vegas market. You know, they say in the normal cities, you know, usually could bring about 300 million to 500 million. I know when it was in Indianapolis, it was pretty amazing what it brought to that city. I know the mayor was ecstatic over the business that was there. So with that in mind, and I'm talking about Las Vegas in 2 years, it's like, I guess this is more towards small businesses here in Las Vegas. And everybody kind of knows that I'm pretty pro small business. A lot of our videos, it's like, you know, restaurants and stuff are for small businesses. You know, the casino's going to get theirs, right? You know, the corporations are going to get theirs. And we all talk about that. It's like I talk about, you know, how the rich get richer. And we all say that, right? But it's like, you know, when you're going through, and now it's like, you know, this is an opportunity for small businesses to reap some benefits of this boom that's going to be coming in. So it's not too early. I mean, this is only, what are we looking about? You know, just a little over a year. It's like this Super Bowl is going to be here. Or a couple of years, so 2 years, so 2024. So just a couple of years, it's like for that to be here. It's not too early to start thinking about how you can like get your business. It's like into the throes of like getting a piece of that action. And I think it's like, you know, what a lot of people need to do is like, you got to start thinking about how you can market your business. And you don't even have to be close to the business. Here, Mr. Police Officer. You seem to be heading that way fairly quick. You know, when you're thinking about it, it's like, you know, how can you kind of market your business? And even if you're not even close to the Super Bowl, you know, do you have a restaurant? It's like, you know, where your theme is like maybe something that would appeal to like a certain base of like people coming into town. Would you have, man, they got that music cranked up louder than normal. Would you like to, you know, a pack and ship store? You know, is it, how do you get people to mail the items or souvenirs and stuff back instead of packing them in their suitcase and going through? How do people know that you exist? You know, these are things you start thinking about. So when that February of 2024 rolls around, it's like, you know, it's like that you did all you could. Now, you know, using social media, I think helps. Using the platforms of Instagram and Twitter and even YouTube, it's like, you know, to get your product out there so people can start seeing it's like what you have. That's a big plus. You know, maybe other businesses working together to go through, and it's like, and see if you can help each other out to get people into, say, a shopping area, or you know, friends of different types of business owners working together to put out some kind of I don't know, flyers or tents or something like that to get people in. Working with the taxi companies to help promote, it's like your business. Working with maybe Uber or Lyft drivers, you know, to help promote your business. Different things. It's like, you know, so small businesses can get a little piece of that, you know, where they can show some increases in their business based on the influx of all these people that will be coming into town. So just something to keep in mind, everybody, especially small business owners. You know, please, it's like, you know, it's like, work this to your advantage. Which leads me to the next thing I was going to talk about. And the next thing I was going to talk about is actually, I don't know if everybody's seen the Domino's commercial, where they talk about how Domino's is helping small businesses now that, even in their same thing, maybe other small business like food business or restaurants. And they talked about how in 2020, 110,000 restaurants closed up because of the pandemic. Which actually, it's like during the research of this is actually a true number. That's a number that's based off of the National Restaurant Association. 110,000 restaurants in America closed during the pandemic because of the slowness. Now, I'm going to add this because they don't tell you this in the ads. Normally, in a given year, 50,000 restaurants shut down. So the actual increase in the restaurants shutting down was 60,000. Still a lot. You know, people lost their dreams or lost their livelihoods. The 60,000 over normal, but 110, which was 17% of all restaurants in the United States closed their doors during 2020. So I guess it kind of like goes through it, because they don't tell you the numbers. It's like normally 50,000 restaurants will shut down at any given year. Okay, so, but then restaurants will open back up. New restaurants and stuff will open up. So it doesn't tell you what the actual net gain or net loss is. And I couldn't find that information anywhere. I mean, I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure the NRA, the National Restaurant Association, not the National Ripping People Off Association, has that information. But that information is there. Unfortunately, in 2020, I don't think there were many new businesses that opened up after that. You know what I mean? It's like 2020 was one of those anomaly years where it's like just everything wasn't normal. So I think that's why it was a bigger sting and a bigger hurt. And I could not find any information. There was 110,000 restaurants that closed. What was the total number of employees that lost their jobs during that time? You know, which would be interesting. It's like, you know, what was the average out of all those restaurants? What was the average employee counts? It's like for those. You know, just something to think about. It's like I mean, I like what Domino's doing. I like Domino's bringing, you know, that information to everybody's, you know, knowledge. It's like, you know, thing. It's like, I don't know how many people paid attention to that commercial, but that's a pretty powerful commercial. And Domino's comes out looking like a hero because they're actually trying to help other small business owners, you know, in that track. So I just think that you know, sometimes it's like you try to dig in a little bit deeper than what the actual story might be, you know. So the 2021 numbers have not come out yet, so we won't be able to see. It's like how many restaurants shut down. You know, if it went back to the normal, approximately 50,000 a year, you know, had shut down, or if it was more, if it was less. You know, we keep hearing the stories of employees. It's like, you know, restaurants were closing down because they couldn't get staffing, and you know, that I don't think that paints the whole picture either. I think that's just the and I'm going to be honest here, because this is kind of my take on it and what I've read and what I've seen. I think some of that was just a lot of small business owners trying to play on the feelings of government and stuff to, you know, for more maybe subsidies, if you know what I'm saying. But I think a lot of it too is the fact that people are moving on from those jobs. You know, people, you know, working a job where it's a minimum wage job, and they're hoping the tips take care of it. And if the tips aren't there, and you build a new Amazon place that's starting out at $15 an hour, you know, realistically, it's like, you know, that guarantee of that $15 an hour, you know, or plus, you know, some cases, is more alluring than going back to the industry that you knew and that you worked in. But a lot of things I've seen and been able to dig up or whatever, it's like the reason why people have quit in the restaurant business is just that there just wasn't much much there for the employees. I think it's like, you know, this pandemic, it's like it kind of taught people to maybe want a little bit more, you know, and unfortunately the jobs in the end of the food industry, it's like wasn't providing that for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people probably were happy too, you know. So I guess this is just my own little editorial of what I've read, what I've seen, people I've known, people I know. It's like you know, that have found something else. So, you know, but let me ask, it's like most people out there, you know, could you live on $15,000 a year? So, you know, a lot of people were making less than that did not return back to the food industry, you know, when they could get a job at Amazon, you know, making $15 an hour, which would get them up into that, what's that, approximately $30,000 a year. The pizza place is closed. They're always open. Alright everybody, I think that's going to do it today. I got to rant a little bit, talk about some small businesses, but I'm very serious. The local business here in Nevada and Las Vegas needs to really start looking forward to try to get a piece of that Super Bowl action, so to speak. You know, it's not too soon. If you keep putting it off, and if you put it off and put it off, then realistically it's like it'll never get done. So, you know, develop that into your business plan. Alright, this is Lone Wolf Rick. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that. And to our subscribers, thank you very much for your support. And to all of our viewers, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate everybody. Alright, everybody take care, okay? Stay healthy. As I survive the last steps of this 35-degree temperature. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.